All right. What's going on, guys? Uh, so I just got out of work. I was doing sanitation. Uh, I am back now doing sanitation. Uh, so I kind of wanted to just make a quick update video, um, letting you guys know kind of what I've been up to, and why I haven't really made any videos. Any type of videos, vlogs, and or video games, for that matter. So I'm just going to kind of go from work to personal life and then talk about what I want to at least try to do or plan to do with the videos and vlogs and all that kind of stuff. So, and just to obviously get it out of the way because it's pretty obvious, you can tell. Yes, I am growing a goatee. I'm just it's not going to be all crazy, super long or something, or really bushy or something. Yeah, I just wanted to basically grow it. I didn't know if I could grow one or not. See, that's the thing. Is that I don't know if I'd, right in this area, I don't know if it'd be too patchy or thin. But as you can see, it connects fairly well and fairly nice. And, right here in this area, just kind of in this general area, I don't grow very much area. I have a little spot right here, but I think I'm just going to kind of keep that trimmed and just have just this part, and I'm not letting it get down too far or anything, trying to keep it all nice and neat and groomed and that kind of thing. So anyways, oh yeah, I was just saying this, that, I basically did it for two reasons. One, I got kind of the inspiration from watching Doctor Strange movie. It was on TV, and I was just like, I saw Cumberbatch. Sorry, I was like, wait, what's his first name? But then I went to his last name because for some reason I could remember that one. Benedict. There we go. Sorry. Benedict Cabbage Patch. Ha 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 ha. I freaking love that. I don't know if guys know what I'm referring to or referencing. The Red Letter Media, where Jay makes kind of poke fun at his name, and then Mike just does like this. Totally, I don't think it was like altered, but it's just like he's got like this ha 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 type of just kind of like Sith laugh type of thing that he does. And then Jay is so funny. He's like, oh my God. He just kind of like gives him kind of a weird look, and he's like, oh my gosh. So funny. I love Red Letter Media. They're hilarious. So anyways, yeah, so I want to go into work. Sorry, I'm going to be kind of maybe a little bit going in tangents and that kind of thing. I had one of those Bang energy drinks earlier just because I needed something to kind of keep me going, with work. So, the first update is that about 3 weeks ago we got a new dairy manager. And yes, I am very excited. Because I am now able to do sanitation, and I'm also starting later in the day. I'm not having to do 10:30 to 7 or 10:30 to 2:30 on, I was doing, Monday, Friday, Saturday was like 10:30 to 7, and then Wednesday, Thursday, sorry, I was doing 10:30 to 2:30, and then the other dairy guy came in at 3, and then he does 3 to 7. So, I didn't mind that. I kind of liked just doing like 4 hours of dairy, but early in the morning, and then I could have like my sort of afternoon free. I didn't mind that, and it's not like I'm doing like an 8-hour shift really early in the morning, and then I'm like, only stay up for a few hours and then go to bed or something, or, that type of thing, or just, you have to tweak your sleep schedule if you're working like, if you're working like 3 a.m. to 11:30, you totally have to tweak your sleep pattern and sleep schedule. Lucky for me, or whatever, at least I don't have to do that. you know, um, I had thought about doing the dairy like managing position, but I just felt like, you know, maybe if I had like 5 years dairy experience, I think I'd be, maybe a little bit more comfortable, and maybe slowly, over the kind of this year and next year, I think, if I kind of get um, maybe a little bit of like uh, tips and pointers of like, you know, how to use I sort of know how to use like the order gun. Sorry, we've got price gun, we've got date gun, order gun. So I was trying to remember which one we use. Obviously order gun, but I was just like my brain wasn't thinking of which one should I say. Uh, so the order gun, yeah, and it's pretty easy. I mean, you just like you point, you scan the barcode, and then it, you know, you click it, and there's obviously some settings you can change to how many you want to order and whatever, all that kind of stuff. So, anyways, yeah, like I said, sorry, I'm kind of all over the place here. So, dairy has been going okay. Recently, it's been better, but kind of the first 2 weeks were starting to kind of get a little, frustrated. See, is it frustrated or frustrated? I can never remember. Whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. I get upset. There we go. Because I can say that word correctly. I get upset. And I just kind of imagined or kind of thought that somebody who has 10 years retail experience, 5 of that is in no, sorry, 5 of that is in dairy, and then the rest is in front parcel, checking, and grocery. And then there's kind of a grocery frozen, blah, 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 kind of sub things of grocery. So yeah, so I thought this new guy, this new manager, I thought he would kind of know what to do and kind of be familiar with, okay, he knows how to, I figure if you worked 5 years in dairy, by that time you at least should know how to order something, or you should basically just know all the basics of dairy, obviously. I mean, that's what I know, and I've, in 2.5, actually, sorry, almost 3 years, since June will be my 3-year anniversary thing with Hagen's. It's weird to think that it's been like that long, or it just, to me, it's like it's been 3 years. It's weird to think about that, but I really, I do like my job. I like dairy. That's the thing, is like with sanitation and with dairy, there's things I like about both of them, and they're obviously different. But with dairy, it's like I'm able to work in a nice, cool environment, and that keeps me cool as well. It keeps me kind of from, that's my problem too, is that if I start to get too hot or too sweaty, or just if I just get too warm, basically, it kind of just like fries my brain, and I just can't think. So it's just not really good. I get like very agitated, and I can get really upset and angry really easily if I get too hot, if I get too warm. I've always had that problem. So even when I was a kid, and teenage years, and then now. And when I was younger, I had an anger issue, but it was more or less like it was because of certain things I had an anger issue. So, I think I would have been a fairly normal kid if I didn't have these certain things happen to me. Just, being bullied from first grade on, all the way up until, 5th grade, and then going to middle school from basically 6th grade, 7th grade. 8th grade, it kind of started to slow down, but I was still, and it was a different type of bullying. It wasn't really, That's the thing is like it wasn't all too physical or anything like that. Um, but and then ninth grade, that all kind of stopped because what was kind of interesting is that from sorry, I'm just like going off in random stuff. Yeah, I said, and I kind of warned you guys I'd going off in tangents and stuff. But from fifth grade to eighth grade, I gained 100 pounds in 3 years, or well, so fifth grade and then sixth, seventh, eighth. Yeah, so 3 years, I gained about 100 pounds. Um, so I went from 100 pounds to 200 pounds, and so I was 200 pounds. Sorry. uh, I just thought of an old video I remember seeing. Yeah, so in eighth grade I was 200 pounds, and then yeah, so when I was saying in ninth grade rolled around, you know, I mean obviously in high school, that's the thing is that the high school that I went to was it wasn't like it had your cliques, it had your jocks and your sports guys, and you had the loners and the goths and the cheerleaders and blah blah blah. You had all those people, and then you had well, you had loners, and then you had real loners. So loners, you had like semi loners because you have, or I guess what I should say, well, it's loners, but then there's also the nerd and geeks and kind of thing. But you'd have loners, but then those loners would kind of like group together, so they kind of were their own like loner group. And then you had like real loners where they were just by themselves, like totally by themselves. Um, and then yeah, you had like the nerds and the guys that played like D&D and what was that other one? Magic, the Gathering, card game. They'd play that. And I was kind of, I definitely wasn't a jock or anything. I didn't do any sports in high school, but, I was kind of like a loner. I was like a loner, but I was sort of with the group. I'd have certain friends who were kind of like, and it wasn't like, but that's the other thing too, is that I was friends with a lot of people, or I try to be friends with everybody. I had some friends who were jocks, had some friends who were gangsters, or just not gangsters, but well, white guys who thought they were like rappers or something, or that kind of thing. I think that's called something, but I'd rather not say it. But it starts with a W. A W. Did I just become George W. Bush? A W. Yeah, so I don't know where this video is going. Oh, back to work. Sorry. Just get distracted and think of memories and such from high school. And I never really liked school. I mean, I think I started hating school basically around fourth and fifth grade. Fourth grade, that's the thing is like the transition from third to fourth grade. Like fourth grade, I had a female teacher who, for some reason, I think the problem is that she didn't really understand that I kind of was different than most kids, where I wouldn't think like most kids. I wasn't cookie cutter and that kind of thing. And the other thing too is that yes, I had a little bit of some learning disorders, as George Carlin would say, learning disabilities, or that kind of thing, of where yeah, I wasn't very good at writing, and reading. That's the thing. It's like for me, it was more just a brain thing, I think. it wasn't, speech to brain and or that kind of thing connection is where I had problems, because I could read to myself in my head, no problem. Uh, even to this day, I'm better at reading, obviously, but I can obviously totally read way faster just in my head, reading something by myself, and not having to say it out loud. And I had a few, sorry about that, like frog in my throat. I had kind of a little bit of a speech impediment. It was pretty bad in fourth, fifth grade, so I had to go to like the speech therapy when I was in school, like after school or whatever. And I actually kind of enjoyed it. It's kind of weird because it's like you're still at school, but you're not in school. But anyway, so it's like, yeah, it's kind of like if you're working and then you kind of still hang out at work. I don't know. There's something about for some reason I kind of like that. Still being at work, still being able to hang out with people or talk to coworkers or whatever. But just wonder what this person's doing. Store's closed. Yeah. What's this saying? Sorry. Oh, what time is it? Come on. Oh, pressing the wrong one. Okay, 12:30. So, okay, so I'm only recording for about 17 minutes. Okay. So, obviously, well, the thing is that my phone will cut off in about half hour, but obviously I'm not going to make a half hour video. I'm not going to make a 45-minute video. So, yeah, so I kind of had problems with, just with pronunciation. Almost had a problem with that word. Yeah, that was the thing, is like with certain letters. It was hard with certain letters. R, S, T, Q, E, but like, yeah, so like now, now it's like I'm trying to think of a word and then I'm having to try to not mess it up. Requirement. This one I've always had a problem with. See, I can't even say it. Requiem. I don't know how to say that. Yeah, properly. Requiem. I can't say that word for some reason. It's like the Q and the requiem. Yeah, and so like requirement. There we go. It's like or just like, yeah, RE something, RES something, like, and it's like long words that I'd always have I would have a problem with pronouncing. Obviously I still do to this day, but it wasn't as bad as, like, it was almost like I had kind of stutter a little bit when trying to read long words like that, or words with those letters in it and kind of mixed and jumbled up together. So what else? Well, anyway, sorry, yeah, going back to work. Obviously the other update. Sorry. I feel like I'm gonna burp, so okay. So the other update was, like I said earlier, I'm getting that feeling like there's a burp coming, but it's not coming out. So well, it'll probably come out when I start talking. So whatever. So the other update, like I said, was sanitation. Finally being able to do that again. Since now I'm starting from 3 to 7 in dairy, and then 8 to midnight in sanitation. And then obviously, well, Monday, Friday, but not this Saturday. But most Saturdays are going to be 3 to midnight, but some Saturdays will be 10:37. So like Monday and then Friday would be 3 to midnight, and then Wednesday and Thursday are just sanitation. Because the other guy, so he can have more than just working 2 days in dairy. He works Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in dairy, and I think he's getting about, is it 16 to 20 hours. I think it's like, I think on Sunday he works like, I think it's 2 to 6, and then Tuesday is 3 to 7. Wednesday and Thursday is 3 to 7. Is that right? So, well, four, so 16. Yeah, 16 hours then. So that's not bad, and he's also college student, so he doesn't want any, like, too many hours or any more. And I think maybe the summer he's gonna cut back. I think because he's gonna try to go more or less like sort of full time with his school. So he'll probably stop working on Wednesday and Thursday, and then I can pick up those days, and then hey, I can get 40 hours. Definitely down with that. Since I've worked 40-hour weeks, I am used to those now. I've done a full month of 40 hours, a 40-hour week, or working 40 hours each week, and that's at the end it was kind of like I started to get burnt out a little bit, or just kind of semi-tired of it. But I think with doing a month, I could definitely do 3 to midnight every single night, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Obviously the thing is that, like I said, on some Saturdays I won't be able to do sanitations, but I'd still get the 8 hours, so my 40 hours wouldn't change. I'd just be working earlier, just in all doing dairy. Sorry. So, besides the point, yeah, starting to come back. It's probably that corn dog I had earlier. There we go. Excuse me. It's good I'm tired. It's gonna go into perfect transition into personal stuff. So, I've been doing pretty good. Kind of tying back to dairy. Definitely the last like 2 weeks, or just a week ago basically, and then the week before that. So the first week and second week, it's been kind of stressful, just because on the like Monday and then Friday are like of the first week, and then the second week, like, it's gotten better, but it's like a slow process. So I think this morning guy, or the dairy manager, head of the dairy, he's kind of starting to pick things up, pick up the pieces. And then hopefully by a month, or when we go into April, that he will have things all kind of down. He'll know when to order certain things, how much to order, and kind of judge things off by how busy it is. That's the hard thing, because it's like you have to kind of predict how busy it's going to be, which is like, that's kind of hard to do. I mean, you could kind of like keep track of weather and know about any events or things going on around Hagen's, or around Bellingham, just to be like, oh, hey, there's some whatever thing going on. There's going to be a lot of people outside. They might want to go and go shopping or something. Or, or if it's nice weather, maybe people are going to want to be outside anyways, so they might go shopping then. Or the other thing too is that, that's the thing, is that the dairy manager has no say about the what is on sale. That's all like higher up corporate people. Like, they put ad things for ad, stuff for ads and stuff. So he has to look and see that, okay, make sure he orders enough of this for order enough so you have backstock, so that you have enough to keep filling the ad item, that kind of thing. So I think, he has a few things to kind of work out, but I am, I was basically kind of giving this guy a month, about the end of April, and if stuff doesn't improve, I'd kind of go to my boss and say, hey, sort of be like, I don't know, just kind of semi-complain, but just say like, just basically say to my boss, I only have, see, that's the thing, is like my boss knows that I only have 4 hours. He knows if, how the dairy is when I get there, if he's working that day. He knows the condition of the dairy, so he knows that if the morning guy for some reason didn't get to a pallet, he doesn't expect me to be able to get to that pallet, also work my normal stuff, and only do that in like 4 hours. So, my boss is pretty like understanding and that type of thing. So I appreciate that with my boss. And, that's the thing too, is that Hagen's is very accommodating to your personal life, your schedule, whatever things you have planned already, be either like religious things. They don't, obviously you can't, because you get sued or you get whatever. You can't discriminate against somebody against their religion or whatever. So, or you'd have, or the company would have problems. So it's nice that I was able to get Sunday and Tuesday off, the days that I go to my meetings that I have. And, that's the thing, is that technically, when I first started, I wish I had just taken Saturday and Sunday off and had to work Tuesday, because I could work Tuesday from 3 to 7, and then my thing I have is that it's at 7:30, but then so I just straight run home, change, and then go to my meeting, and then go home and then go to work the next day. But it's okay. So I don't mind. I don't mind having a kind of break in my days off, because it's kind of like I get like sort of like 3 or 4 days off, because it's like I work Saturday, and then that Saturday night I have Sunday off, and then Sunday, and then the next day I work Monday, but then I have Tuesday off, and then Wednesday I don't work until late at night. So I kind of sort of have Wednesday off until about 8. So I get like sort of 3 days off, which is kind of nice. Anyways, so besides work, I want to go in personal stuff about myself. Like I was saying about, the work was being kind of work is sort of stressful. Sanitation, there's no problems in sanitation. I never have any problems. It's more or less like if there's something that goes on in deli, there's always deli drama. Because, you have a lot of people working in the deli, and then things will get said about somebody else, and just like, whatever. But obviously I try not to interject or anything. I just stay out of gossip. Don't flame the fire, or, whatever. Don't stoke the fire. Just put it out. Don't say anything. Walk away. Don't do anything like that. So, excuse me. Yeah. So it's weird how I've been kind of stressed, but then I have been sleeping pretty well. I've had a lot of weird dreams, let's just say, and I'll make a video later about some of them. And I've been doing okay. I'm trying to work on a few things, and I don't know if I'd really want to go into them, because they're kind of definitely super personal. Like, I get personal, but not really, really personal. Or try to, talk about maybe certain aspects of my life. Maybe I just don't want to open up about. I think maybe that I'd talk to like somebody else about it. But I'm trying. There's something I'm trying to work on, and I mean, there's a few things. I guess one of them I'll say is that I'm trying to. It's hard, but I am trying to just eat less in general, but kind of stay away from the sugary stuff. That's my weakness because I have a sweet tooth. So, uh, if I can kind of work on staying away from that, that'll help a lot of things. And and the other thing I'm want to try to work on is besides what's nice about my work is that I kind of get my workout with work. Almost every day. I mean Monday and then Wednesday, Thursday. It's kind of that's like light chores, so it's not like you're really straining yourself. I mean, you do have to bend down a few times, and I never have to get on like my hands and knees or anything, like when I'm cleaning. I mean, there's certain things I have to kind of like sort of bend down to wipe or be able to reach or whatever, but most of the time it's just like it's more or less like arm wiping action. Wax on, wax off. um uh so it's not like a physically demanding job. um so but take a look now. 12:43. So well, yeah, besides kind of everything else is going pretty good in my life. I will say that just sort of because of the work thing, I was kind of in a sort of depressed mood. But I don't tend to show it. I'm able to hide my emotions pretty well. I believe I'm able to hide, at least if I'm feeling upset or sad or depressed, or any of those. uh Getting angry and stuff. um I try to work on not getting angry or upset, but that's the thing, is like if I get upset with somebody, I'm not the type of person to verbally go after them. That's the thing with me, is that because of being bullied, I've developed certain defense mechanisms. And so, like, um, if somebody gets me upset, I just turn away, walk away, and ignore them. And, like, I don't talk. Like, even if I have to be in the same room with them, I just stop listening to them and I drown them out and I stop talking and I just get super serious and go on with my work. Um, and that's, I mean, maybe it's not the best. I mean, maybe sometimes that's a good way to not, stoke the fire, like I said earlier with the other thing. Not bring, it. What was that? It's some. What's that? It's Mark Twain, Samuel Clemens. Something about if you. Well, it's also kind of sort of in the Bible too about, you know, it was. I'm trying to remember the exact quote, but I don't remember it right now off the top of my head. It's something about basically don't open your mouth, and something about being a fool, that type of thing. So if you don't give your enemy the chance to basically prove that you're a fool, or if you say something, just keep your mouth shut. Basically, that's kind of what the advice is to. Well, the other thing I was thinking of is that you don't argue with somebody who's stupid, because they'll bring you down to their level and beat you with experience. I love that quote. I remember that one a little bit better than the other one I'm thinking of. I think I love Mark Twain. He's got that's definitely my type of humor, where it's just it's more of a thinking humor. It's where you have to kind of, maybe it's not always obvious. Yeah, not with that one. That's just kind of like, oh yeah, because it kind of goes from that to that to that. Yeah, So if you if you argue with a stupid person, they'll bring you down to their level, and they'll beat you with experience because they're stupid. That's too funny. So, oh yeah, getting pretty close to the end of here. So, of where the video will cut off here. Well, I think besides that, just quickly go into video vlog stuff. So, well, this is what I see as my only problem. I was wanting to do start doing streams on Thursday with my computer upstairs, but the problem is that I don't have Ethernet, and I have no way of connecting my computer in any way, any fashion, to Ethernet, or to that type of thing. So I have to use Wi-Fi, and my upload speed isn't very good. It's not that great. My download speed, on the other hand, is good. My Wi-Fi download speed is nice. I'm able to do Netflix and then watch YouTube in 4K, and it's like my Wi-Fi connection is really good. Obviously, it depends on how many tabs I got open. That'll start to kind of dwindle with the quality that I can watch maybe one video at a time, obviously. So I just usually do like open one window, watch that, close that, open another, and do that type of thing. Downstairs on the kind of home computer that we have, I'm able to open up a whole bunch of stuff because we're connected like through Ethernet, and we got gigabit speed Ethernet, so it's nice and fast. So yeah, so what I think I'm planning on doing is that what I wanted to do is on, I don't know, because maybe on Thursday, because I have more time, is that I do a vlog, but then I'd also do a video game. So I do both on that day. And then on Tuesday, I just do video, like a video game, like record a video game. Get back into playing Minecraft, or making my own packs again, or, doing something fun like that, And, yeah, so I kind of want to do something like that. So, well, anyways, yeah, I'm going to have to get going here because the video is about to cut off in a few minutes. So, well, I think that's about it. Yeah, sorry for the ramble about personal past stuff, my childhood memories of school. Yeah, I kind of think, most people think of the bad when they, kind of look back. Most people don't go straight to the good stuff. Obviously when I was younger, at like to a certain age, I have like good memories, but then they kind of get cloudy in the middle school time. Because basically, I mean, 6th grade, yeah, I didn't, 6th grade wasn't very good. And then 8th grade, I was just really depressed. And so it wasn't like I was getting bullied. It was just the opposite, or, it just one, now I'm not able to think of the word. So kind of one problem, replaces another. There we go. That's sort of what I was trying to say, is that, not being bullied, but then I'm depressed because, um, I don't know if it was because I think one thing is like I definitely did have like the chemical imbalance. I really do believe I, had that. And, um, you know, and it was more or less the stress, I think, of school and just, trying my hardest, but just, failing classes or just getting D's or C's, and just, and thing too is I didn't like a lot of my teachers. Going back to fourth grade is that, that female, it's at a certain age, this female teacher I had in fourth grade, she didn't like me for some reason, or just because I had, I was a little bit slower than everybody else, or learning disorders, or whatever. Um, she just found me to be, maybe she thought I was like a troublemaker or something. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe because I had a hard time concentrating in class and all that kind of stuff. Maybe she thought I was a troublemaker or a class clown or something like that, which I wasn't. I was just a pretty shy kid, and I tried to do my best at my work or, in school assignments. It just, I could never really, you know, do very well because I didn't have that mindset of, um, I never had good memory. And to this day, I don't, and that's what school is about how good is your memory, you know, um, so I never did well in school. And I mean, so yeah. Anyways, sorry. I'm gonna get going. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll try to get another video out here soon. Anyways, yeah, I gotta get going. I'll talk to you guys later.